where that place is too, where that place is.
Okay. This is the extracurricular meeting, starting at 6:51 p.m. Mrs. Bell is here, Mrs. Thompson is here, Mrs. Leone and Mr. Scott are absent. And Ms. Schmidt is here. So we have a fall sports wrap-up.
Yeah,
Is he
so
coming
I
back?
think
Oh, Mr. Scott's back, I'm sorry.
I think since the last time we met, girls soccer, I can't remember when the last time we met, but girls soccer lost in PKs in districts, which was a heartbreaker, but a great game. Field hockey lost their first round in districts to Northern York, who I think was a 2-seed or 3-seed. I think they were 3-seed. And cross country really had a nice run out at districts. We didn't qualify anyone for states, but we did finish pretty high. As we worked our way through postseason award, golf player of the year was Chase Hanser, who was a sophomore. The golf conference honorable mention was Chase Leader and Stephen Lee. For boys cross country, the Enchanted all divisions. Girls, Julia Levy was all divisions. Natalie Crown and Amy Ferrara. Julia Levy is a freshman, so she's got a nice career in front of her. Boys soccer, we had four athletes: Deidre Haas, Stan Shank, Tucker Griffin, and Hunter Zur, who were all division honorable mention. Hunter Zur is a freshman. Girls soccer, all conference was Hannah Buckwalder, and then all division was Maggie Holloway and Brooksana. Honorable mention was Sophia Hogan, Sam Leland, and Karina David-Heiser. And Buckwalter and Holloway were our two seniors on that group. Volleyball, Maddie Scherzer was honorable mention. She was just a sophomore this year. And then field hockey, Marley Petro was all county, Laura Camber was all divisions, and Bree Marciano, Liz Welker, and Haley Wagner were all honorable mention. We're still waiting to hear from tennis and football. Does not report theirs until tomorrow. Actually, this afternoon, I got an email from the Reading football officials who every year put out a sportsmanship award to Joseph McCaughlin sportsmanship award to one of the teams in the Burke. And we actually, for football, we won the sportsmanship award this year, which is great because it was a long year for them. They had a lot of injuries. It was Coach Messy's first year. And they battled all the way through, and I'm really proud of them for that award. It will be presented to us at a basketball game with 12-14.
You said it was Joseph McLaughlin?
Joseph McLaughlin Sportsmanship Award.
Okay.
Did you need a reference for it?
Well, this was from the officials, right? This one comes from the football officials.
Right.
But they do a sportsmanship award for all the sports.
Okay.
Usually, yeah.
No, that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, I have participation rates.
Participation rates are going to be on the white sheet, not the one in the yellow. All we have right now so far is the fall. Everything's kind of looking steady. It's we're a little down, we're a little up. Just by you can kind of see it coming. We talked about this before in the younger age group, only have a gap, and it's too bad because you know what's coming. So you push keep the voices to get kids to participate. I will say this: our new cross country coach at the middle school. I think it was last Friday. He did a teacher's run for the 5th and 6th graders, and he had like 6 kids come out, which for fall is not bad. He's going to do another one in the spring around their field day, and he will also, Coach Hogan with wrestling has been in the cafeteria pushing kids to wrestle. His roster is now at 33 preseason, and he's going to do the same thing over at the middle school with the middle school coach to kind of push those numbers that have gone down. So our coaches are trying, just getting more kids to participate. Some of those sports are pretty niche sports, so some of the wrestlers that Coach Hogan has coming out may have not have wrestled before, but they're football players and good form in all kinds of ways. So
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do we have any interest from the students at this point in the girls wrestling team?
We had about 3 girls that were interested, but none have come out. It doesn't mean they're
Okay.
not, doesn't mean.
No, I
Yep,
understand.
yep, doesn't mean they're not gonna do it.
I gotcha.
He's running an open gym right now.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think that like less than half of the both schools have
Mhm.
enough kids to even compete from what I
Right.
saw.
Right. So they've started it, they might have started, doesn't mean they'll have a team.
Sure.
I think our plan is if, this year we do get some females out, we're gonna actually, wrestle them similar to swimming, that when you don't have a swim team as an independent,
Mhm.
that way the numbers don't count against the boys team in terms of number of competitions.
Right.
And those girls can go participate
As
against
singles,
others, as
yeah.
singles against other girls.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not going to give you that real question. When boys and girls track, it's down by 50%.
Yeah.
Is something happening that I missed?
I can give you an example today, because I mentioned a young lady today. And I said, oh, well, that'll be good, play soccer. She's a junior, and she's also one of our better sprinters, and she is going to possibly not participate in track to focus on soccer, get that scholarship. I get it, it's hard. It does ebb and flow. It ebbs and flows. I think we've had more football players out, which is good, but then we've lost some track kids. So it just kind of comes and goes. Yep.
The next item we have is attendance at games.
That's going to be the one with the yellow on it. So each home schedule is on there, corresponding audit in terms of adult tickets, senior tickets. We still don't really count very well at our Olympic sports in terms of students because we only have one ticket person working. So it's hard to get a count of how many students we have coming in for free. But we do a check-off sheet for the football games because we know there's going to be a lot coming. I think the numbers are pretty similar to last year. As the season has progressed, our senior high school has fallen off a little bit when it came to football. But then the younger kids picked up. So it's just kind of, again, depending on, we did not have some very lucky weather there on weekends for a couple games.
Speaking of attendance at games, I've heard that there's some fights at the football game.
Actually, I wouldn't say fights. I would say this last game was the first game where we've had something occur. Maybe one other since I've been here. It's been pretty good. Students have always been really good. I think there's some things that we can do in terms of football attendance to kind of help our high school administrative staff through the process and ourselves. If we can get some people from the middle school and the primary care and the IC, we don't always know what's going on at their school. So if something kind of is hot during the day, we don't know about that at the football game at night. So just I think there's some better communication that we can have, and we'll work on that.
Are parents following the rule of?
No. They are. In some ways they are. But it's hard. You look down, like, nobody wants to be Chester County and go down there and walk through a metal detector and show your ID with your student, bring in one kid. We want students to come in. And we want it's fun. It's Friday night football. You want the place packed, right? But at the same time, you don't want kids running like crazy kids all over the place who aren't watching the game. And I did that. I mean, we all did that when we were younger too. You go to have a good time, and you're a kid and you're playing football in the corner. But you just have to be careful because we're so confined that nobody gets hurt in the process. I think when it comes to, those younger kids coming in, maybe a parent is bringing a group of 10, and they're supposed to be responsible for that. That's a hard game. I understand that. And there's things that we could probably crack down on. Everybody's got the same problem. Daniel Boone attended that game, and a lot of kids there is no different than I listen to Conestoga Valley talk about the same thing, or Exeter talk about the same thing.
So what if a student acts up at the game? Do they lose their privilege because
They
of the game?
do. And really, the last Friday was probably the first time that we really had somebody act up that just wasn't able to get under control. So, is it an outlier? Maybe it's something to watch. Usually when you talk to the young ones, about, hey, please don't throw your football, take that over your mom or dad, it's done, and they do what you ask. Every once in a while you run into somebody, you run into an adult that's like that too. So everybody's just there to have a good time.
Okay, and winter staffing update.
We still have 2 weeks to go, and I have all our coaches. Save us Mr. Gurley, we still have 2 weeks to go. So keeping fingers crossed nobody drops out. And I'm feeling pretty, knock on wood, feeling pretty strong about our winter coaching staff and everybody sticking around in the next 2 weeks to get the season going.
Great. Anything else?
All from athletic activities.
Okay. That ends the meeting at 7:02 PM.